The desert, valleys and highlands in the Middle East, in a region that is now called the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. The Roman army was stationed here for almost 7 centuries. From the Dead Sea and the River Jordan to the Jordanian highland plateau, stretching as far as the desert steppe in the east, evidence of Roman civilization is displayed on a vast scale. As the easternmost frontier of the Roman Empire, the Roman army controlled this area through a sophisticated network of forts, towers, and roads. The Roman army first set foot in Jordan in the 1st century BC, when Rome was still a republic. The Roman Empire already stretched over 3 continents, including the Middle East. Resources like the rich copper mines located in the Nabatean kingdom, with its capital Petra, naturally attracted Roman interest. Initially, the Nabateans were Rome's allies for more than 140 years and managed to retain a certain degree of autonomy. With the fall of the Republic, Augustus, the first Roman emperor, and his immediate successors had to concentrate on consolidating their rule. But in the reign of Trajan, the situation in Jordan changed.
I think it's fascinating to think that it all started with Augustus, of course, the most successful Roman emperor. The expression is still known, may you be better than Trajan and luckier than Augustus. They are separated by centuries, the emperors who were responsible for the Roman limes or the Roman limites.
The Romans brought Roman administration, culture, religion, and legislation to Jordan, but at the same time respected local traditions and religions. When Trajan incorporated the Nabatean kingdom into the Roman Empire in AD 106, the territory then became the province of Arabia. In the early years of the occupation, the Roman army was engaged in construction work. New forts were built, and Nabatean strongholds were adapted. One of the earliest forts we know about from archaeological evidence is Humaima in the Hizma Desert. The Roman fort used 2 reservoirs for their water supply. The water was transported from mountain springs along a ground-level aqueduct. The soldiers' bathhouse, just like in Roman forts in Europe, was situated outside the fort. The water was also used to irrigate large areas of agricultural land. The fort of Humaima was on an old trade route which linked important settlements in Jordan. Petra was also on this route. Emperor Trajan ordered his troops to build the Via Nova Traiana, the main road that followed these old routes. In the north, it went straight to Bostra in Syria, where a legion was stationed. The Via Nova Traiana guaranteed not only a well-built trade route, but also helped troop movements through the region. In around AD 300, the Roman army began to build new forts along the fringes of the desert areas.
Right now we're in the Roman fort that's called Dagenia now by the local people. And Dagenia is placed in this wide open plain called the Evgej plain. And its point was actually right almost in the centre of the plain, controlling the movement between the desert out to the east here and the Jordanian plateau where all the villages and settled communities stayed.
The reason why the Romans moved east at this particular time was to control the tribes in this area. Roman forts can be found all along this eastern frontier. One of the best preserved is Casa Bshir.
There was probably a cavalry unit stationed here because in the rooms there you get mangers where the horses would be quartered on the very lower floor, and above it then you would have the barracks where the men stayed, and then above that you can see the line of the ramparts. So it's incredibly well preserved.
Above the gate, the Roman inscription is still visible, telling us when the fort was built, the name of the Emperor Diocletian, and the governor at the time. The location of the site, with no modern settlements around to detract from it, is a wonderful example of a fort in something close to its original setting. Towers were built in the frontier zone to allow the Romans a high degree of control. Near the fort is the Roman reservoir, which is still used today by Bedouins.